It is real, Nerchio versus YoDa. It is game number 1, the best of 3. And for everybody who currently watches the ZOTAC Cup season final and things like, wait a second, didn't those two already play? Yes, you're right, they played already. They played one of the first games today and Nerchio obliterated YoDa with a 2-0. Now YoDa wants revenge. They are in the little final, if you so want. Whoever loses here, whoever wins here has another shot of winning the tournament. The loser of this match is 3rd place. And Nerchio versus YoDa, it's the rematch. YoDa is angry. He wasn't happy when he lost to Nerchio, and now he wants to show him what he's made of. This is the game that you need to win, and both of them already going at each other a bit in the lobby. Not only Nerchio, but YoDa also. So let's find out who's gonna take it here. The top right, as you can see, we have the Terran player in blue. It is YoDa, and down to the bottom left, it is his opponent. It is Nerchio. Nerchio then read the Polish player with the overlords on the map moving out, and his opponent is getting gas. So let's see what Nerchio is going to try and pull off here. He defeated YoDa with pretty impressive play in the first best of 3 that they played in the first game. Took him down with a Baneling Ling timing that he executed, and was really working for him. Not getting upgrades, just getting a massive army and rolling over YoDa quite literally. With an expansion first, Nerchio starts into the game. Nerchio has just lost to Lil Bao. It was in the winner bracket final where the Protoss player from France took him out. So Lil Bao is now in the overall final. He's waiting for the victor of this best of 3 series to play him. So Lil Bao already in the finals, and these two boys, they want to go there. They want to take him on once again. YoDa hasn't played Lil Bao just yet. He has taken out a lot of good Protoss players today, though. He has taken out First, for example. So he would love to go up against the Protoss, but first he has to go through Nerchio. And the last time they met, it didn't really go well for the Korean player. So the SCV is going for the scout here. YoDa and Nerchio going toe-to-toe here with the Reaper being built. And what's that SCV doing? Apparently wanted to build a bunker, but that drone is saying like, "Hello, sailor!" Well, what are you doing here? The SCV, shy as it is, trying to dodge that, but, well, the scout is already real. So, Zerglings are going to be out in just a few seconds. We have the Queens being built. The top, the Overlord is getting positioned towards the command center. Down here at the bottom, the Reaper is starting to take the Zalnaga watchtower. Getting a bit of scouting information, not really too much they can do here just yet. Of course, the transition for YoDa going straight into the reactor, actually, not trying to get a second Reaper out there. Nope. Factory is also being built. And what is YoDa doing this time? If you go for the reactor, you can of course just like crank out Marines like pam pam pam. And we oftentimes see moves with a fast medivac and just trying to get a bit of drop play going with the help of a few Hellions on the grounds, Widow Mines, Hellbats, depending on what exactly you execute there. Hellbat Marine timings can be like super scary, especially if your Zerg opponent did not get any Baneling Nests. Without a Baneling Nest, you kinda have no chance whatsoever to hold that if your opponent executes it well. So Lings are already on the way, starting to move in to the right side of the map, and they're having a bit of a look there. We can currently see that, yeah, no, the attempt to take the SCV out is not going to succeed there with the double Marine. This is the double Dragon right here, the tag team, and they are feeling like they're stopping every Zergling that comes in, at least for now in the early game. Later on, probably they're just going to run. By the way, does anybody else get reminded of Starship Troopers a lot when he sees a big Zerg army just run towards a Terran army with like siege tanks set up and everything? It always reminds me a lot of that. We have Nerchio with a lot of Zerglings being built and speeder upgrade to be finished. He's currently looking at 32 harvesters, and he is investing all his larvae and his resources into Lings. It's a massive amount of Zerglings that he's currently building. It's 14 additional one. And this is definitely not to only protect against 2 or 3 Hellions. He wants to actually have a pretty sizable force on the map and maybe poke with that too and see what he can achieve at the top here. There's no bunker. There's no bunker. There's also no wall. There's nothing at this point. And there's also no scouting information. And here we go. Here they come. The boys are on the way. And this time it's not the cute and cuddly SCVs. Nope. It's actually the Zerglings taking down Marines on the low ground. A few of them in the main base. Oh! Getting the Hellion. That was big. That was a big one, getting the Hellion here, and look how much damage Nerchio is already doing with this. Like, he's trying to chase down the second Hellion, but he's taking down Harvesters as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, chasing the mules off, taking down even more Harvesters. Down at the bottom here, Harvester count is 25 against 42, since Nerchio just starts to completely go ham on the drones back at home. Oh my god, like, great start for him into the game. Took down 7 Harvesters, resources lost 850 versus 520. Harvester count is now a bit lower. YoDa with, once again, the attempt to go into Banshees with Cloak, and back at home, Nerchio, what does he have? Spore Crawlers. Getting Spore Crawlers, getting Queens. 4 Queens currently. And this is at the bottom of the map, Nerchio with Spore Crawlers in the natural mineral line, 1 in the mineral line and the main base, tech into layer. 3rd base is completed. No Spore Crawler there though. And here comes the Banshee. Banshee is moving in and yo. Gets 5 kills, that includes the Zergling kills at the top. So in regards to the Harvesters, not too much taken out just yet. Gets the second one at least. So YoDa is really trying to just use his position to get individual kills here. Another Spine Crawler, Spore Crawlers, and yeah, the Banshee is getting pretty low. Nerchio's defense so far has actually been pretty good. For YoDa, it's really annoying that he lost the SCVs, but it's not only about the SCVs, it's also about the lost mining time that happened there. So definitely an annoying problem. And to the top of the map, what do we see there? We have actually the engineering bay as part of the wall. That's of course like that. First of all, that closes the wall, but that also makes the engineering bay vulnerable later on against baneling busts, against anything. If an upgrade is suddenly missing, that can tip the scales in the game. At the bottom map, we have double upgrades for Nerchio. He's going into 1-1 on the evolution chamber. And YoDa is aiming for a 3rd base now. His tech into Banshees has so far not really done anything. Didn't really kill a whole lot, didn't gain a lot of map control through them, and they were kinda useless. Nerchio is ahead in overall supply, and he's nearly doubling, well, not quite doubling, but he has a sizable advantage when it comes to the Harvester count. With only 2 mules in the game, that definitely matters. Nerchio has the better income, and that is quite annoying for YoDa. An Overlord getting position at the 3rd base, puking creep immediately, just shitting on the ground. It's quite disgusting. We need someone to clean that up. Marines could of course help with that. And Nerchio is aiming for a Spire with Mutalisk. So lean with a Baneling, still very, very traditional style there. And we have 20 more Zerglings being built. We have a Baneling nest on the way. Nerchio is getting another base to the right side. That is actually attacked by 2 Banshees, and it has to be cancelled. He has to cancel that, and wow, Nerchio. Oh my god, like that was a brain fart. Not cancelling that base, that he's probably not too happy that this happened. I do think he saw, I very much believe that he knew that he had to cancel, but he was probably just, it was probably a misclick. He probably misselected or something, and yeah, that hurts. Losing a hatch like that, just for nothing, that definitely hurts. 3rd base to the right side, and he's just like completely outplaying this Overlord. The Overlord is really mad now, by the way. Like, he's been shitting on the ground for like half an hour, and if you've been sitting on the toilet for half an hour at some point in your life, you know that at some point, like, your ass gets numb, and it's not really a pleasant feeling. That Overlord has been doing work over there, and now suddenly the base just dodges. Here we go with the bust, and didn't I tell you that this engineering bay is completely exposed, and it is? Goodbye upgrade. Only the armor upgrade is gonna go through. He blasts up the Harvesters up here at the top, and Nerchio does a significant amount of damage, at least to the tech of his opponent. We have the 3rd base suddenly exposed. Lings are rushing in from every single angle once again. Looking at the Harvester count, it's 43 against 72. We have 28 units killed versus 43. 16 Harvesters against 3. Nerchio with a 4th base nearly done, and so far Nerchio is doing a pretty good job in the 2nd best of 3. Nerchio wants this victory, of course. He won against him already once, and he wants to do it again. He moves in, and he triggers the Widow Mines. Well, does he? Yes, he does. And now it's time to just wreck that 3rd, and he lifts it already. There we go. Moves it back. This base is already useless to YoDa, and YoDa himself is looking at Hellbats at least to defend here. Army supply, by the way, is exactly the same. And what YoDa does is take down the 4th base of his opponent. He's trading base for base, but he's the one who's still relying on 2 mineral lines. He's placing that command center down at the 3rd again, but he can't utilize it just yet. He doesn't have a saturation over there. Banshees are starting to take down the Banelings, and well, couldn't really do anything. Up to the top. Holy Baneling Batman! He's rushing in with all of them, and that's a lot of Banelings. 30 still left, and he is just wrecking SCVs. Oh my god! Oh, everything just explodes. Pretty lights everywhere, and down they go. YoDa at 60 supply against 114. This is painful. Nerchio takes game number 1 in the best of 3 series and takes the lead in this so important best of 3. We are heading into the second match and we're gonna find out if YoDa is able to turn things around. It is game time, boys and girls. YoDa to the top left starts in blue against Nerchio once again in this Terran versus Zerg. We are on King Sejong Station. This is the second best of 3 that the two of them play against each other, and YoDa is down in the series again. Down to the bottom right, we have Nerchio, and the Polish player is doing a great job against his Korean opponent. YoDa is struggling against him, and well, let's find out if Nerchio can win it once more with a 2-0, or if YoDa now turns on the God mode and says like, well, this is it, my friend, now it's my time, and starts to turn things around here. So, this is gonna be a pretty cool game. I like all the 3 games that they played, even though Nerchio won those 3 maps, but I enjoyed every single one of them. Nerchio with the aggression, and YoDa just like trying to play the style that he likes. The one thing that we haven't seen from him too much is getting in a position where he can execute his drop play. He's a pretty good player when it comes down to the medevac drops. I don't think that he's as good as, let's say, for example, MMA, who can just like take opponents down on a good day with drops like crazy. For GG in the past has shown just absolutely incredible medevac micro and the macro to just drop at 3 positions at once while moving into the middle of the map with the main army and distracting the opponent. YoDa is, in my personal opinion, not quite on that level with that particular mechanic, but he is still pretty darn good with it. And Nerchio didn't really have to defend against the drop play just yet. Even with the mutalisks that he had in the game, everything was working well for him. And games are currently looking pretty good, at least for us viewers. Whereas Nerchio now, once more with a hatch into spawning pool, has the lead in the best of 3 series, and all that he needs is 1 more map win. That's all that he needs, and then he goes up against whom? Yes, against Lil Bao, against the Protoss player that defeated Nerchio earlier. Nerchio left 2 games without a GG, which is pretty BM these days. I mean, if you're actually playing on a high level StarCraft, then you are expected to drop a GG when you leave your game. So people have been discussing in the chat earlier today if that's really needed, if it's bad mana, if you don't type the GG, if you should always do that. And well, there are different opinions out there about it. Personally, I feel that on a professional level, it's kind of expected that you go for that. Nerchio, with certain things he has his problems, and he just doesn't like that too much, so he didn't type GG there. People might take that badly, but whatever. In the end, it was a great match by Lil Bao. He had 2 massive gateway attacks against Nerchio. The Protoss player couldn't hold, and therefore Lil Bao deserved in the finals, now awaiting his next opponent. We have Nerchio in the main base defending against the Reaper now. YoDa is going for a single Reaper again, taking on the first Zergling, and also taking down the next. I'm also wondering, like, if you are a larva and you are supposed, like, you're just supposed to become something else, a drone or like a Zergling, do larva have awareness? Do they realize what time in the game it is? Do they realize what kind of units are out there already? Like, if you are a larva at the beginning of the game and you know that you are gonna be the first 2 Zerglings in the match, I mean, you know that you just drew the short straw, right? I mean, larva talking to each other and like larva saying like, dude, I don't want to beat the Zergling this time. I was the Zergling the last time. I got kicked, my ass kicked by the Reaper immediately. And another larva is like, but he chose you. Like, can they maybe talk and can they think about that? Because you are just basically fucked if you are the first Zergling that comes into the game against a Terran player. You know there's going to be a Reaper. And the chances that you die before anything happens in the game are pretty huge. So that's something, yeah, those are things that I actually think about sometimes. My brain, my head is a funny place. It's fun then. Happy thoughts all the time. Well, for now we have the Reaper actually moving in, the James Bond of the Terran units. Usually would say that it's the Ghost, but we don't see too many Ghosts, which is probably because they are the James Bond of the Terran army and they are that good. But for now it's just like the Reaper. Let's say it's the mini Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem was always awesome, I loved that game, the guy had a jetpack as well. So the only thing I feel that the Reaper is missing is definitely the bazooka. Like the rocket launcher that you could get. Oh, it's good times, good times. Hotkey 5, by the way, if you're still playing the game. There goes the Reaper. That wouldn't have happened to Duke Nukem, so that was a bit of a mismatch. There we have the Zerglings rushing through the map, and that's actually once again a significant amount of Zerglings in the early game. Nerchio showed that to us in the last match. He's going into a hatch tech this, into lair tech this time, and has the gas taken. No fast third base behind this yet, so he's switching it up a bit. But YoDa is ready this time. YoDa has the Hellions there, and he's just saying like, listen, buddy, that might have worked once, but I'm not falling into the same trap again. Like, you can try, but this is just not gonna work. I know what you're doing, and this time I'm gonna be ready for you. So we have YoDa with a Hellion count out there. We have double engineering bay for him coming into play now. And so far YoDa is very reluctant to move onto the map. First of all, he wants to make sure that he has his wall set up. We have the double engineering bay at the front. Last time it cost him one of his upgrades. I don't think that's really gonna matter this time too much, but still. Down to the bottom of the map we have two bases, and we also have Spinecrawler. There's actually like this thing that a lot of people have been talking about when StarCraft was released, and it's basically that a Spinecrawler looks a little bit like a penis and it's poking at things, and that left some people with very disturbing images. I think that we've progressed now so far into StarCraft that a lot of people don't know that, and I want you to look at a Spinecrawler in a different light therefore. So now you cannot unknow that fact, and every time you see that Spinecrawler poking at things, you will have that thought in your head, and you're not gonna like it, but you will probably think about, Khaldor told me that, I hate him. So there's just some things that you now cannot unknow, and that you just know. It's like the story with the sheep that we told the other day. Double upgrades for both players. We have also the starport for good old YoDa here, and with the starport then he can of course get those medivacs. We talked about the drop play earlier. On this map it works actually like really well. There are better maps for good drop play, like, don't get me wrong, but still, like, you have that third base, then you can just bounce between third and the main base if you want to. The Hellions are still looking for an opportunity to kill something. And we have also the defense against the, like with missile turrets, against the mutalisks there. It's a bit more of a passive game that we see this time. Not really that aggression that Nerchio showed the last time he faced YoDa on this map, neither the timings that we saw when they faced each other on the last map. It's more of a like relaxed game between the two of them, just macroing it up and waiting it out until the mid game when they can finally then go for that. That's something that we are probably going to see there. The creep spread is actually being pretty, well, it's pretty good like now. It's not Fire Cake Scarlet Jadong style, but still it's good. It's not too bad. So Mutalisks are now moving across the map up to the top left and aiming straight for that third base that we see there. Yep, and there we go. But okay. I actually think they could have stayed a bit longer and tried to take down those two Marines. There was no other anti-air, but it was only like 3 or 4 Mutalisks, so yeah, you don't want to lose that. And if YoDa pays attention, he moves them back to the missile turret, and then you don't have a problem whatsoever, so that's going to be okay. Down to the bottom, we have a 4th base already being built, so 4th base is on the way for Nerchio. The scans are real. Scans are like, yeah, drops the scan at the 3rd base and is like, yes, it exists, but he doesn't know about the 4th base yet. So, there we go. Hellions moving away. I always think that must be such a shitty feeling if you are a Hellion and you move in and you think like, I am powerful, I'm strong, I'm gonna burn something, and then suddenly there comes a Mutalisk and attacks you and like, mama. Well, but now YoDa actually found friends. The Hellions mutate into Hellbats, can suddenly be healed by medivacs. Nobody could explain to me until now why that is. Not even Blizzard knows why, I guess. It just happened somehow. And now we have the Banelings moving in, trying to take that down, but that's a pretty scary army. The Banelings start rolling, and that changes things. Keep them rolling, baby. It's a little bit like Baywatch. At Baywatch, you always wanted to keep them running. In StarCraft, you always want to keep them rolling. And it's beautiful. Like, those Marines are just running away and they don't stand a chance. But in overall supply, they're on the same level. And the Terran player has actually more army supply. So we have oh, that poor Zergling. That one Zergling that gets killed by the Widow Mine. Like, You won the lottery when that happens. You get one of those rockets full in the face. The rocket is like bigger than the Zergling itself, and the Zergling is just like, yikes! Whoa, that lag! Holy cow! And Bly. Bly is lagging. Oh my god, boys, look at Bly here. Emil is laughing his ass off. Bly is currently observing. He wanted to be in this tournament, and he said, like, you know what, boys, I'm gonna go in as a caster. If I cannot play this tournament, I'm gonna be a caster in here. And then he's looking at this match. He's watching Nerchio, who's on the same team, and he's like probably burning with like just he wants to play this game, and then he's like, I have to somehow show people that I'm here. I'm in it to win it. And then he just starts lagging, leaves the game, and drops out. This is just so sad. Bly can't even finish the game when he's only observing. I'm obviously just kidding, buddy, if we were watching right now, but yeah, that was pretty funny that you started lagging there, at least I feel so. YoDa at 150 supply, and we have 126 for Nerchio overall. The army supply better for the Terran player. The upgrades are dead even for the two of them, but it is YoDa who's pushing. We have, on the other hand, Nerchio on 4 bases. 4 bases against 3, and the Banelings are moving in once again. Nope. Moves them back, keeps them rolling there, and the overlord. How many overlords were that actually that flew into that missile turret? That's nearly the third that he killed. Like 2 killed already. This one, yeah, didn't get that one. And well, we have also YoDa trying to move in there once more with his army, trying to maybe snipe a couple of the mutalisks. Doesn't get that. Here comes the battle, goes for that, and the Banelings rolling the mutalisks, taking down the Marines. Reinforcements streaming in though, and Nerchio is supply blocked. Nerchio is supply blocked, and well, the Marines, the Banelings. Oh, as a Marine, you're just in such a shitty spot when Banelings and Mutalisks chase you. You have to make that choice. Do I want to die to the acid of the Banelings, or do I want to die to the acid of the Glaives just pummeling me down the entire time? Like, think about that poor Marine, like, what do you do? And of course, like, if you're French, you continue running and the Banelings kill, and the Mutalisks kill you. If you're German, you turn around, you are a man, and you die a little bit faster, but you die with honor. And yes, my dear French listeners, I am only making jokes here, so my apologies for that. Yeah, Funka will make fun of me when he sees me the next time, that's fine. And Todd, of course. So, YoDa is already moving in, this time with the Thor, and he is still pressuring that 4th, and I guess that he might have a shot at taking it down. Oh, here comes the Thor. Thor is here. Bam, just going for it. Pam, pam, pam. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Taking down the hatch, and Nerchio isn't even mining from this one. He already abandoned it. Building another one to the left side. I hope that Nerchio is not doing the same thing with his girlfriends. Like, if he uses one, like, he just exchanges it for another one. Like, he doesn't get that one, so he just takes another one. They're not interchangeable, Nerchio. He needs to show some respect. The Banelings move in, by the way, as the battle unfolds in front of us, and Nerchio is making another stand against the Terran player. But YoDa is looking at 84 army supply against 49. And, yeah, once more, the Overlord on key, or, like, waypoint, or whatever it's called, is not working right there. Nerchio says, like, alright, this is done, this is over, and he leaves the game. YoDa and Nerchio tie the series at 1-1, and we are going into the 3rd game to find out who's advancing to the finals to face Lil Bao. Game time! Ba-bum-bum-ba-bum. We have Terran versus Zerg. YoDa to the left side of the map. He has taken the last game, and we have his opponent. The friendly neighborhood Zerg, starting at the top. It is Nerchio, and, well, this is actually going to be a pretty cool game since it's game number 3. I'm kind of saying that about every single game that they play. I mean it. That's the interesting thing about it. Yeah, we have YoDa going up against Nerchio once more, and this time it's actually YoDa's chance to turn things around and win the second best of 3 where they face each other. So this is going to be pretty awesome. We have the last game between them, and Nerchio left the last game without a GG once again. So I personally think that Nerchio doesn't really do it to be BM anymore. He just like doesn't like to tell people that it was a good game when he doesn't think it was a good game. We have unfortunately no proxy barracks. Would have been great if YoDa would just like proxy now a bit, but he doesn't do that. Would also, I think, a bit too risky. Nerchio is most of the time pretty cheese-proof. So yeah, you should be careful with that. But we have, again, the Reaper build. Nothing like too much out of the ordinary. And yeah, we have also one drone already. No drone, only overlords. First overlord is, by the way, the in the perfect position to scout him. So it's going still straight for the base. That overlord, like, yeah. Like, it's still that one question that I have. Doesn't overlord have an ass? I'm not quite sure if that's an ass or not, but I'm always, like, wondering. And, well, there it is. Is that an ass? Like, can anybody, like, answer? Like, I don't really know. We have to answer that question at some point. I asked it once in the past, but nobody could really tell me. I don't know about the overlord lore, but, like, from a biological point of view, it kind of interests me a little bit. I don't know. Doesn't really matter though. So, we have up at the top already gas taken, and the spawning pool has started as well. He started once more with the hatch first actually, and we have one drone still there. So not really too much happening with the normal build here for the Reaper in the main base. As you can see, it was a 12 gas if I'm not mistaken. We have him in a point where we could actually see... I guess that YoDa, I personally feel that YoDa is probably going to go into Reapers again. It's a map where taking the third base for a Terran player is always a bit iffy because you expose it quite a lot. Of course, before that you can just use it on the high ground for the SCV production and for the mule. But in general, it's probably not too bad to have that backup plan and say, okay, I'm going to be aggressive. Nerchio is like, what? Just losing one of his drones there? That didn't work for him at all. Alright, so it's the Reaper that deals with the Zerglings again. Do you remember when I told you that being one of the first two Zerglings is pretty shitty? And those two know exactly what's about. That's like, why me? Really? Why? Like, dude, what did I do to you? Like, why does it have to be me? And that Reaper goes like full ham mode. I mean, this guy's a man. He's a man's man. 2 Reapers, he gets a third one, by the way. He wants to go like full YOLO on this one. Like there's no tomorrow, and let's be honest, like if he doesn't win this game, then there is not going to be a tomorrow for him, at least not in the tournament here. The Reapers, all of them, escaping for now. The last second cancel so that the drone survives, okay, so he gets that. We have to the left side, now that the third Reaper is in the game. He didn't cancel, right? No, he has 3. Now that the third Reaper is in the game, we have the reactor started. And where are the Reapers? Where are the triplets? Where are those like, yeah, those guys, So, they're gonna try and just take out a few more units. First of all, they have to, like, deal with the Zerglings that attack the SCV. And, yeah, that's too much. 3 Reapers on 2 Zerglings, not really a fair fight. It's usually like what happens sometimes in school when like the bullies try to pick on like a smaller kid, and suddenly there are like 3 really big brothers standing around them, and they were like, oops, we didn't know though that guy had big brothers, and we're like, well, you're out of luck. So, trying to take down a few more drones, gets none, gets 1, gets 2, yes, gets 2. Gets 2 and loses 2. Not really, like, killing 5 drones when losing 2 Reapers, nah, I don't know. I don't really know if that was worth it. It's that gas that comes into play. And we have Lings again over here, trying to take down another SCD, but I have to admit that YoDa defended that quite well. Has the, well, Hellions over there, and does a pretty good job at that, so well done. He actually went for the triple CC. Okay, so no Banshees. He went instead for the triple CC after all, and just said, "Well, listen, I'm gonna go for the command center here and get the advantage in economy." To the right side of the map, we have Nerchio with a third base also taken. Stim upgrade has been started also for him in the main base, and over here, Zergling still trying to run in, get an SCV. And one of them gets burned alive. So, a trade, well worth it. Nah. And as I say, he loses the rest of them, and that kind of makes it not worth it anymore. Well, I guess you could argue it does, since the SCV is also responsible for mining, has to be rebuilt. I don't know. Being, like, be it as it may, we have YoDa and Nerchio in this game still, like, really going toe-to-toe with each other. We have also the Hellions now trying to move up that ramp. Supply is identical. Nearly. Double evolution chamber for the upgrades. ZOTAC started. 1-1 on the board soon for Nerchio. YoDa is looking at a 1-1 as well. And he's also trying to kill those queens. There's the first inject. Inject energy is still there, or will be in a few. This is going to become a tough map. And I actually think that Lil Bao, in my opinion, has probably a better chance to take down Nerchio than YoDa. Because YoDa has eliminated first earlier today, like apparently quite easily with a 2-0 against Protoss. He seems to be a bit stronger than against Zerg. But Lil Bao has showcased against Nerchio that he is in extremely good shape against this particular player. And especially the gateway pressure that we saw from Lil Bao in the first game today that Nerchio and Lil Bao played was just way too much to handle for the Polish Zerg. So that seems to be a better matchup for him. So Lil Bao is probably hoping for him to take it. 14 more Zerglings are being built for Nerchio. The 1-1 upgrade's on the way. The Baneling nest is being built here as well. Down at the bottom of the third base, we have to the south the Hellions and one Reaper. That Reaper is a survivor, by the way. 4 kills already. And they're going for another one. Wants to get the Queen. And yeah, needs to get the Zerglings instead. The Reaper is still with them. He's like, this Reaper is very, very enthusiastic about all of this. Trying to take down maybe also that Spine Crawler. That's never gonna happen. The Lings are actually trying to just run across map now, and maybe like, I don't even think that he was thinking about flanking the Hellions. I think he really just wanted to go for some counter aggression and force Nerchio, or like, sorry, YoDa in a position where he's being the one being pressured. But anyways, like YoDa is so far just scouting the map, checking everything out here. He is like at home, building up whatever he can, getting the armory for the 2-2 access. We have Nerchio with 3 bases. His creep spread is like average, I would say. Nothing special, nothing to write home about. I mean, how many creep tumors does he have? We're 11 minutes in, he has 17. As I said, it's not really anything special that he has there. 22 Banelings. Like, Banelings seem to be one of the favorite units of Nerchio these days, and he's getting it right now. So we have to the right side, the Banelings morphing. It's actually Banelings morphing everywhere. He morphing 30 of them. A few defensive, the rest of them aggressive. And, well, what is he gonna do with them? He needs to get them rolling. He needs to get them rolling. Keep them running, baby. Keep them running. In those sexy bikinis. Oh no, wait, that was Baywatch. Yeah, right. But okay, he needs to really keep those Baylings rolling and get the Zerglings in there as well. And it looks like he wants to hit that 1-1 timing again, doesn't he? There we go. Runs in and they roll straight for that third base. And another set of units is trying to cut this off. And the SCVs are getting brutally slaughtered, and just like, yeah, the Zerglings bite them in pieces and disassemble them. But we have still a pretty decent army for YoDa, and I'm not quite sure that was so worth it for Nerchio. He killed like 19 harvesters there. Was that really worth it with the harvester count still being 50 to 57? I'd say no. I'd really say no. I don't think that he killed enough there. In terms of structures taken out, I mean, 2 supply depots and a bunker, like, great. So probably YoDa's looking at that and saying like, yeah, whatever, I can build 20 of those and I still have enough money left. We have still the second wave moving in. The Widow Mine with 13 kills here, really strong. Does he lift that supply depot? No, he's just standing there and takes it. The rest of the Lings are rushing in. It is Starship Troopers all over again. Zergs are just crawling out of every single hole on the map, chasing down the Terran army. YoDa is dropping in supply down to below 100. He's defending his third base again, but his natural is completely overrun. Banelings everywhere. Just like stuff gone every second. Banelings exploding to the left, to the right. Zerglings are at the natural, at the wall, taking down supply depots. YoDa is getting pummeled into the ground right now. Nerchio is like this angry Polish guy that just beats up an Asian at this point. I mean, YoDa is trying, but the Korean player is in trouble. Like everywhere where he's trying to defend, Nerchio is again with more Zerglings. That larva management of Nerchio is insane at this point. There's Banelings morphing, Zerglings being built. The entire map is just one stream of red towards the left side. And YoDa, can he withstand this much power and like the momentum that Nerchio is currently building up? the army supply is still very similar, and so far YoDa isn't out. He has those mules and he's using them, and maybe Nerchio needs to play this a bit safer. He has another wave of banelings. If those banelings disappear though, if he can somehow hold again, YoDa might be able to turn things around. Nerchio is running out of larva, but he's running into the main base with the banelings. He's taking down the SCVs, he's going for the Marines, and YoDa, he's trying to hold, oh, the SCVs, oh god, only 20 left. It's a graveyard here. Nerchio is losing so much. Like, look at the resource loss, 10,000 against 12,000, but it still doesn't matter. Structures killed. We have 11 supply depots taken out, and YoDa, what can he do here? He knows that he has maybe right now even the bigger army, or at least a strong army, but what can he do with it? He has 2 upgrades against 1-1, but it's just banelings everywhere. It's insane, like lings, banelings rushing in. There are just not enough widow mines, no tanks, no nothing. It's just marines that are currently facing this, and Nerchio just doesn't stop. It's the floodgates, they are open. It's the swarm taking control of the map. Nerchio, like, how does he have the lava for this? Like, seriously, he's just building more and more lings. How many Zerglings were killed in this game? 224 Zerglings have been eliminated. This is just crazy. Oh, Nerchio again with the surround here. Where's the pickup? Nice hit with the Widow Mine. This Widow Mine, like, is a hero. No, it's another one. Wow, where's the Widow Mine earlier that we had there? This Widow Mine at least has 11 kills. I mean, that's still something. That's an accomplishment right there. Nerchio is actually at this point only at 35 army supply. YoDa has 50. YoDa has 50 army supply. What YoDa doesn't have are workers. That's like 16 harvesters have survived. That's natural selection right there. Those are veterans. These could basically, they mine twice as much as a normal SCV. It's the natural selection, it's Darwin's law. If you survive this many Zergling attacks, then at some point you're just getting very, very good at your job. So there we have the units moving in again. It's the banelings that are really the problem. Oh, the Widow Mine! Nope. Gets a shot off, gets 1 kill. Well, you had 1 job, seriously, like 1 job. Like, you needed to kill all those banelings and you didn't do that. But Nerchio is starting to lose a lot of ground here. Nerchio is losing like a lot of ground at this, because he's going into the 2-2. He's still building Zerglings, he's expanding again, he still has the map control. But if you look at what we currently have on the map for YoDa, he's still at 81 supply. He's supply blocked even at that, because he lost so many supply depots. Resources lost 17,000 against 11,000. That's what we're talking about right now. And Nerchio is now being attacked by a drop over here. There's another drop right there. YoDa, come on, pick them up. Don't let those boys hang there. Another attack takes down the Spine Crawler. Spine Crawler is gone. Yeah, moves over and starts to put some pressure onto Nerchio. Nerchio needs to be careful here. This could get ugly, like, really fast, because YoDa isn't done. And YoDa is just basically saying, now, you know what? I'm gonna start attacking you. You're running out of mineral patches in your main base. I guess this is the point that matters the most, the 4th base that Nerchio is trying to set up. YoDa is going into the +3 attack upgrade. He still has on the high ground the 3rd base. He can't use it, of course, not with the pressure coming out of his opponent. The Baneling set, or the Widow Mine setup, only 4 of them, actually 5. Where's the most kills of those? The one with 17, I assume. Yes. There's another drop up there, and look at that. He's just taking on the lair. He's going for the lair. Nerchio wants to finish the game again. Here come the Widow Mines. Can they change the fate of the Terran player? Whoa, this one was good. Nice hit against the Banelings. But a lot of the units are still gone. 13 SCVs are left, and a drop towards this base. A drop towards the natural. Another drop up here at the top, taking down the lair already. YoDa is doing it. YoDa! Holy shit! YoDa is actually winning this game, isn't he? This is nuts! This is completely insane. The spawning pool is gone. It looked like Nerchio had him on the ropes already. It was Nerchio just basically kicking YoDa when he was on the ground. But YoDa, he bounced back and he went completely for the impossible moves here. And the Korean Terran player bounces back in the game. Wow. Like a bungee rope, he bounces back and he is now at more than twice the army supply that Nerchio has. And oh boy, that doesn't look good for the Zerg player. Great performance here by YoDa so far. What a game! And he has quite a lot of momentum going for him, but he also has quite a lot of mineral patches disappearing, meaning he needs to expand again. That drop at the top is still there. And is he going for it? What can he kill there? There's a couple of banelings being morphed. Again, he wants to have those bases, right? As long as you take down the, well, the building thingies, the production structures, you can, I guess, win the game just by making sure that that there are not enough larvae for banelings and for zerglings. No, just trying to get a lair tech up again. And another base down to the bottom. It's not over yet. This game is definitely not over yet, but this is now YoDa who has suddenly the momentum in the match and is taking the initiative. He's taking down the Zerglings here, he's killing a lot of them, and he is by now on 3 upgrades, isn't he? Yes, he has +3 attack. Oh, no, only the second armor upgrade, but still, +3 attack. That is still pretty good for him. Another base being set up for YoDa now. He starts to move out on the map again. One changeling over there, another 2 over here. And here comes the Terran player, just trying to drop again. He's dropping them like it's hot. And we have for Nerchio, what do we see there? Upgrades, 2-2 against 3-2. And it's only Lings and Banelings. It's like nobody told Nerchio that he can build other units. And at this point, he's kind of stuck with it. I mean, he can't really just move out of this composition. That doesn't work. Down here, the base is being cancelled. Up here, the third base is being attacked. He's lifting it. He's moving it back. He realizes that doesn't work. But we have the splits on the Marines. Do you even split, bro? And yes, he does. Splits those Marines like Moses water and takes down the Banelings with a Widow Mine. That Widow Mine did not only kill Zerglings, but also eliminated a few Marines. We have the dropship moving straight towards the base at the right side once again, and he's going straight for the Harvesters and the Queens. YoDa is down to 76 supply. Oh, this game. Like, this game. The thing is, YoDa doesn't really need more Harvesters than the Harvesters that he has. They even get a Medivac escort, just because, like, he has only 1 mining base anyways. So he can send those over towards the right, use the mules as well. That's all that he needs. But we have Nerchio with still a few mining bases, and that's the big problem that YoDa is facing right now. Nerchio has not given up on this game just yet. He's saying, like, dude, like, you might have held. And I appreciate that you are such a strong opponent right now. No, he's definitely not gonna say that. But he's like, well, I'm gonna kill you right now, and you are gonna cry like bloody Terran tears as I take you apart limb for limb. Once more, we have YoDa moving in, trying to get a good position with his units. He gets a great spot here between the 2 structures, but there are too many Zerglings. There are too many Zerglings for him right now. Another drop, taking down one of the Banelings. Good micro here by YoDa. He's still up in supply. He's at 96 versus 76. He's mining from this position again. We have Widow Mines. He's building 3 Widow Mines at a time. This is crazy good, this game. I mean, units lost. 462 Zerglings have been eliminated in this game. 462. That just hurts. And to the left side, what do we see there at the natural? Well, most of the mineral patches are already gone. Those SCVs should move over. Another drop without Marines. And here comes the attack of Nerchio. Nerchio with another Baneling attack. Oh my god, like, did you see that Baneling explosion? Holy cow, that Widow Mine became a hero. It died a hero's death and took the Widow Mines, all the Banelings with it. How many Banelings did he actually kill? 94 Banelings. Resources lost. Let's look at the overall tab. 34,000 against 19,000. Wow. Oh my god, Nerchio down to 60 supply. The army supply, YoDa is doubling it. He's doubling it and he's moving in with the Marines against the 4th base. Oh my god, like the Zerglings, he's getting them, nearly all of them. The Banelings move in and they are a second too late. The drop onto the high ground, the Lings are racing in again. Another setup towards the right side. The Zerglings are cleaning this one up, but this base, he's gonna take it out, and this is gonna put a massive dent into the lava management of Nerchio. Nerchio loses the base, Nerchio loses momentum, Nerchio lost the economy over here. Nerchio is down to 54 supply overall against 90. A base mining for YoDa, and Nerchio is only mining towards the right. We have YoDa just getting structure after structure. The 4th base being attacked, more Zerglings taken out, Zerglings killed, 540 by now. This is getting crazy. Nerchio with the attempt to set up another base towards the right side of the map, but things are looking pretty darn bad for him. We have Nerchio on half the supply that YoDa has. YoDa is going for this one, and he's taking down the hatch. Nerchio doesn't even try to defend it. He knows he can't. The high ground, low ground mechanic with the elevator mechanics on the medivacs just don't work in his favor. There's just lings on the map right now. Where are the banelings? Only three banelings are not going to be enough to stop this Terran player that has turned on the beast mode, aka Stim, has hit that T button over and over again to just split in a millisecond and force down all those Zerglings. Nerchio is at 60 supply, YoDa at 110. This is the last game of the series. Whoever wins this game is going to take it. It's going to advance towards the overall final and meet the Protoss player. Lil Bao is watching this probably right now, and YoDa is just dropping once again. He was believed to be dead, but he revived himself like a phoenix from the ashes. He got resurrected, and Nerchio probably thought he won the game already, but nope. YoDa is coming back, and he's coming back with a vengeance. The Protoss player is watching the Terran and the Zerg going up against each other. The banelings were the key so far for Nerchio, and he doesn't have a whole lot more of them left. 65 supply against 120. We have to the right the one remaining mining base for Nerchio. Well, with a new one set it up down to the right side of the map, and YoDa doesn't maybe know about that just yet. Here come the changelings once more. We have 4 medivacs with this and a lot of marines. No +3 armor upgrade yet, but up to the top once again. The push in trying to eliminate the lair tech here. Taking down even more harvesters. The harvester count 22 against 34 right now, and we have him taking the baneling nest out. Oh, Nerchio, he can't lose the baneling nest, but he does. The baneling nest is gone, and this is probably the time when YoDa just goes for a fist bump and is like, oh yeah, baby, oh yeah, you know it. No banelings for you anymore, and that's the cue that the units down here at the bottom just needed to move towards the right. The last set of banelings in the game, and oh, the holy detonates there. Holy shit, that detonate was good, but I don't think that it's enough at this point. Nerchio just builds ling after ling after ling. Another baneling nest is already building. He still has mining. He still has mining, and he forces YoDa back. YoDa is still sitting in that spot, and so far, well, he's at 91 army supply against 35, but there it is! Nerchio leaves the game, and YoDa takes the series with a 2-1. This is game. This is GG. YoDa, incredible turnaround, is able to win the game against Nerchio, is able to win the series with a 2-1, and we are advancing now towards the overall final where we see him, the Terran player, go up against Lil Bao.